Hey you guys, what is up? This is SuperGirlKels. Thank you for coming out to another Monday video. I am so excited to be back. Happy New Year to 2021, folks all around the globe. Let's hope and pray this is another fantastic and better year in Super Smash Bros. History than last year. And I'm starting off this year with the biggest goal that I have in Smash this year, which is to beat Robin. As you guys know, I've been struggling against his character since the beginning of Smash 4, and I've never beaten a Robin in my entire career, and I need that to change. Luckily, though, I invited a very good special guest who is now a friend. This is Whisky, one of the top players in the Wi-Fi community at the moment, and here is his resume, and he's going to help me out today as more and more players, Kirby's and Robin's, have been suggesting that I use Kirby in this matchup over Sonic. So today I'm challenging him to a first to 5 set where I can really learn how to fight Robin as Kirby. I don't have much confidence in this matchup at all and know nothing about this character even to this day after so much research, and I'm still continuing to learn, which I did so much in this set. This is post-commentary, by the way, but we're gonna get right into it so I can give you guys some matchup advice as Kirby, but also on Robin's side as well, as Whisky has provided a lot of notes for you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. You saw me open up quite strongly with the beautiful fair combo strings that is really easy on Robin to get. The biggest advantages you're going to see Kirby have in this matchup is really when it comes down to combo and damage against Robin. Robin is that perfect weight and fast fall kind of weight where he can kind of make a lot of damage out of his throws. All of his combos are almost confirmed, and he really just gets so much momentum. He also gets amazing edge guards as Robin is vulnerable on the up special, and he could duck under every single projectile Robin does put out if I space it correctly. On the other hand, though, as we are seeing this, I will lose the first stock. I am gonna have a very easy time making damage on him, but when it comes to killing, if he's not in that edge guard position, it is going to get hard to get in. And of course, that is always the very typical disadvantage for Kirby. He always has to force himself in, especially on a stage like Kalos, where it is easy to run away and stay on those platforms from. So we're going to see me have a really hard time at the moment trying to take this stock. You're going to see the way Whisky now is going to play this very defensive cycle with Robin. And again, I took a lot of notes with this matchup as the way I was playing here, so I'm learning this and keeping this as kind of a reference. But you're gonna see me get my butt kicked at the moment. There it is. So not PK fire, god damn it, Ness. The arc fire on the ledge, it was one of my biggest issues with Robin at all times. I always find that I have a hard time dealing with that edge guard, because if you roll, he stands there, and you're gonna see me continuously roll whenever I am edge guarding him, when he's edge guarding me, correct. Sorry about that. And you know, I think that that's the only way I could go, because if I neutral get up, I get caught in the fire, and if I jump, I still get caught, and I can't get up attack. So it's one of those moments where it's a very rare situation as to you don't really know what you're supposed to do on the ledge, and you saw me struggle so much this game, specifically against the arc fire. And he gave me fantastic advice of trying to bait it, not really committing or anything like that, just kind of spacing yourself out and knowing the distance as to when Kirby can really duck under it, but also when you can fair it, as he can contest against the arc fire before it lands, which is really good. So you see me now approaching immediately with the duck. We're going to see that very, very helpful in this matchup. I didn't use it at all last match, and that is something that all the Kirbys also mentioned, is that ducking against Robin is going to be very, very good. Try getting the trip, the down tilt into trip. Of course, it is a 50-50 that I will land it. Didn't unfortunately land it there, but I am going to try and poke him out, because something Robin does struggle with, as Whisky was saying, is dealing with pressure. Him in disadvantage, his landing options is really where he has a hard time. These stages, by the way, are set to random, in case you are wondering, so we can get the best practice possible against everything here. So that's why he's having a hard time. He was telling me that Robin really struggles against very flat stages with no platform, as he doesn't really have a lot of landing options. He doesn't have big momentum in the air. So it's very hard for him to land safely and kind of keep away from his opponents once he is pressured. He has to hit them out of the way and then continue that zoning act. So we're going to see that happening at the moment. And as he lands, though, that's where Robin really shines, as I'm having such a hard time landing. That fair with the electric book is disjointed. I did learn that today, as I always try to space it out, but now I know it's not. I'm going to get that down air. That was my opportunity to get that edge guard, and we're going to bring this back here and see if we can continue the momentum. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to catch his landing as he recommended to me, and there it is. He's going to miss that attack. I'm going to get the damage done. He's holding out. He's DIing it correctly. That is just the perfect percent on Robin where I will get that damage. He did bring up that jab. That jab is so good, and I don't think I ever realized how good that jab was until I played Whisky for 10 games straight. I was literally like, wow, it's so good, and it comes out so fast, and it kills. So I have to predict that a little more, and there we go. That was the patience he wanted me to do. Kirby's, you gotta just stay patient. Watch where and when he actually hits a move, and then be able to contest against that, and then catch that landing and keep him in disadvantage. The way I played there was actually perfect. Just kind of catching that landing, not overcommitting, and pressing any buttons. And as you can see, right next to him, I was still able to duck the arc fire because Kirby's so short. So if I keep that right distance, I am able to duck it at all times. And here we go. I'm going to get the edge guard here to take out the stock. I actually played perfect that entire game once we reached that second stock. So that was much better on my part, definitely, for sure, and that's going to take it out to game 3. So he gave me such great advice in that first match, and now in the second match, you know, we did talk about now with Kirby, how can Robin really get away from Kirby once he's in, right? And it really does come down to the stages, but it also comes down to the way Robin's playing, where if he's also committing, that's where you're going to see a problem. You know, he was telling me that I need to be patient, but he needs to be extra patient, right? If you commit against Kirby, that's what he wants. Another thing I'm mentioning to you Robin mains who really want to learn this matchup is don't give Kirby center stage. As you can see, I have that control right now. That's where Kirby is very comfortable. You're going to have a hard time getting away from him. Look how much like momentum I have just from being in the center of the stage. If he takes that center, he's probably winning the match. He's going to rack up so much damage, so much combo potential, and kill setups. It's going to be so hard for you to just kind of get out of there. So that's why this is working out now really good. But here comes this edge again, right? And I need to be so careful the way I get in. But there we go. Baited the arc fire to get in on the perfect frame. Was able to get the hit, but that B reverse that he did with the damn sucking freaking heel thing, I don't know what it is, but that shit got like, he is so good at B reversing that, and you need to expect that when you are fighting Robin. And as a Robin main, you need to mix up Kirby with that landing as much as possible to get away from that catch there. But I overcommitted on that shield. I thought that I would get that 50-50 trip. Unfortunately, I didn't. And, you know, again, these are friendly, so we're going to try these things. This was a fantastic combo on his part. He found his opening. I wasn't respecting him. Look at the way I'm trying to commit on him now, right? I'm overcommitting a lot because I'm just trying to get in. So he's taking advantage of that. See, right away, using the shield against attack, keeping that triangle on deck, that pyramid to kind of say, okay, you're attacking a lot, you're trying to get me, so I'm going to wait here. Again, tried going for the trip, wasn't going to get it as I am falling behind here, but I'm going to space out, stay a little bit. The best is to always do retreat to ledge like I did as Kirby. You don't want to go over because you're going to get hit with up air or fair, but what you could do is go to ledge and just be very patient. He was telling me that Kirby's floating is so slow, so it's actually very hard for Robin to really contest against it unless, you know, you do end up falling for the fair and the up air when you do recover. But if you just stay very patient and expect it, you could find your way back up. See the way I'm kind of, you know, being patient on ledge? That's what he was telling me to do more of. So I need to remember to do that and just kind of keep that up and just stay patient on that ledge and not really commit to any of those 5 options. I can just take my time and I don't need to actually commit. I am, though, going to fall for that drop down fair. I overcommitted on ledge to see if I can get that 2 frame as he was staying on ledge a little bit long, but no, not going to get it. But I am making a good comeback at the moment, making a lot of damage. Did get myself the up smash bait to get the grab, but because of that beautiful buff on that hit stun to shield, I am going to land that back air and take this out. Now, one thing is that I can't do, I got very lucky he didn't do anything there, and I racked up that 40%, but you are not supposed to shield any of these projectiles. If you shield, you're getting shield stun and you're getting grabbed. That is the setup. You need to jump over it just as I did or duck under it with Kirby. You cannot commit there. And wow, that I didn't think it went that far and that angle until I got hit by it, so I learned something there today. It was great. I finally got the trip, but I'm going to go for the grab instead just to be sure we're good. We did bring it back to an even game here, and I'm trying to focus on the landing of Robin. Again, I need to maintain this center stage as Kirby. This is what I go for. Unfortunately, he delayed perfectly in terms of trying to bait that down air, right? And I overestimated the length as to how far can Robin go under the stage before he can actually up B and make it back. So now I learned that he can go so low. I didn't think he can go that low. So I was like, okay, this is his max. I'm going to go for it. But no, Robin can go very low. So wait for that commitment before you actually go ahead for that down air Kirby's, okay? Wait for it, study him, and see how he's delaying. I'm going to open up strongly, though, this game with that combo. I am going to lose my stage control, though. The way I tried getting an early gimp wasn't probably the best thing, but I'm still in advantage. Luckily, I did respect that he was in advantage and just kind of waited for me to find my opportunity. Unfortunately, went completely through my back air, by the way, and hit me with the under part of that that up air. You're going to see that the electric part of his magic is just what's so good about against Kirby, because it has such range, right? So if you outrange Kirby, that's where things are going to be really hard for him. Luckily, though, we have a beautiful dash tech that keeps getting buffed over and over, so we're going to take that early stock, and we're going to go ahead and continue here. Okay, now, that roll. Now, you're going to see me roll a lot, and it's usually not intentional, but when I am getting hit on shield with these projectiles, it is actually intentional. You can SDI and mash the, you know, the roll out of the shield, as you could do against jabs. But again, it comes out after only 11 hits, so you have to keep that in mind, Kirby's, alright? So be sure that if you are stuck in that momentum, you can roll out of it. But no guarantee you will be safe. If Whisky did read that I was going to roll, he just spaces himself and you can get the roll afterwards. And you'll see me get hit a lot as this set goes on. But so far, we're doing very well. Look at this momentum and this control I'm having. He's having a very hard time just kind of getting in on Kirby. And it's because he has to approach, right? This is the hard part of Robin. He can't really focus on these projectiles. He can only focus on he has to get in. Because now I have control. He did great spacing there, though. And, you know, he has to commit. He has to. So I'm just following this amazing pressure and just kind of keeping it up here. Okay, here we go. He does find the grab. He notices I'm shielding. Again, he's going to commit to that amazing... Now, this was really, really good idea. He went so low, and even though he didn't get a spike or even the setup, he did force me to go on the right side so that his up special was going to hit me. Again, Kirby is so slow in the air, so he was able to really put out that momentum. Unfortunately, I missed the platform with that up throw. It's not going to take him out. That up throw not going to kill at that percent. I am baiting here that grab. Unfortunately, I did a full hop instead of a short hop because we love online, you know. Some things you just got to take in. I'm going to take 99% because I overcommitted with that front smash. That's the thing, right? You have to also not get frustrated. I'm going to lose this stock in just 3 hits. You can't get frustrated in this matchup, and that's what he was telling me, right? Like, the fact is, I'm going to die early. He's going to die later if I'm not getting edge guards. It's as simple as that. So I cannot be frustrated. I am going to take damage for making mistakes, and the only thing I can do is realize that I've made a mistake, just like he did there, where he did do a re-grab, and that down special, down smash is going to catch, and I'm going to make my damage here, make it 39%, take the grab over here, and get myself an up special. Not going to connect. It is a little bit of a weird percent there. It's a very, very specific percent on Robin. It's like, it's at 40. If it's over 40, it's not working. So that is it. So again, I'm going to use these rolls, and it's because I'm trying to avoid that range, because if I dash, it isn't fast enough, so I try going for the rolls here. But here we go. I'm going to go a little bit low and see if I can mix up. I go on the stage with the up special, the final cutter, and see if I can get some kind of edge guard here. Try not to overcommit, but I'm going to stay with that pressure and just space myself a little bit. I'm playing juggling at the moment. This is what you got to do. I get the up smash, unfortunately, the wrong way. That would have settled the deal, but he did reverse himself last second. Look at the way he's controlling himself in the air when he is in disadvantage, though. He is so good at B-reversing, creating different momentum in the air. It's really, really well done. Uses the get-up attack, knowing I'm attacking on ledge. That's not what you want to do here. All right, I'm putting in the pressure, but here we go. We get the dash attack as I am pressing buttons, right? If someone's pressing buttons, dash attack will call it out. So really good stuff. I do go for a roll, and he starts to call that out because I'm rolling a lot on ledge because I'm too scared of the arc fire, and that's what he's going to use a lot. Unfortunately, he does fall out of my fair 2 times because, you know, multi-hits in this game are great, but his jab will connect, and I will die from that big, you know, sense of rage coming from him, and I was trying to space it out, so I was holding out, and that caused me to die quite early. But looking so good so far. I feel like I'm learning a lot from him. He taught me a lot as well. Something he also taught me is you're going to see, I believe it is in this game, sometimes when Robin takes a stock, he starts to press a lot of moves in the air, and he does this on purpose. It's because Levin's sword, when it runs out, if you press attacks and aerials in the air, Levin's sword comes back faster. So I didn't know this, and I did see Robin pressing a lot of buttons each time he did take my stock first. So I said, okay, so that's something I didn't know. So Kirby's, hey, players out there against Robin, if you see Robin take that stock and you're taking your time on that, if you're taking your time on that respawn platform, it's not the best idea. You want to really get in there before the setup could really come back fast. I am going to get a fantastic edge guard, though. He wasn't as patient as he was last time, so I was able to get that edge guard here. And I'm, again, trying to control that stage, and just as I started to approach, I took damage. I don't need to approach. I need to keep that in mind. I'm winning here. He needs to go ahead and approach me. So I'm going to catch these edge guards and wait for those commitments and throw him back into disadvantage and see if I can keep that up here. Okay, I got another edge guard. I see that the neutral getup keeps coming out, so I'm going to call it in. I'm going to wait for it. I baited that jump fair as he's been doing it over and over. Tried catching that down air once again. Was a little bit too slow, but that's okay. I'm going to call out with that down tilt to save the day, but the up air will take it from the arc fire because I was overcommitting just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. All right, here we go. Looking pretty good so far. Going ahead to get the fair. And again, pushing out. A lot of fairs, Kirby's are really good because especially if he puts out the arc fire, Kirby's fair contests against it before it lands. So it actually will not hit Robin. It won't hit Kirby. So it's a really good idea. There we go. Charge that on the re-grab. I knew that he was going to buff for a roll, as that was probably the only position he could have gone away with it. So going to go ahead and contest that, take that stock. We're looking really good. Let's get the dash attack here. I'm going to go ahead and get that shield. And here we go. Again, he's on shield for a really long time. I'm going to see if I can bait something over here. All right, got the back here. Go again for the dash attack. Dash attack is actually so good against Robin if he's committing to something. You don't always have to try and get grabbed. So sometimes a dash attack, it's much faster than a grab, and it will seal the deal. All right, I'm going to use the neutral get up iframes to get through that beautiful electric piece of poop and call it a day. All right, he's got the sword out. I see it in play. Staying very vigilant of when the sword does run out is very, very important. I almost SD'd because, you know, one SD keeps the doctor away. But I'm good. I'm alive because I'm Kirby. And here we go. I'm going to try catching that landing. I thought it had a little bit more lag than that, so I end up falling for the shield. He goes under me. So smart, as that spike hitbox was out already. There was no way I was going to spike him there. So he just contested against me under. Wasn't going to kill, though, as he didn't have the sword yet. So it was just going to be a regular hit. I tried baiting that shield grab once again so I could get that moment. I will get the fair, though. Another edge guard situation. I'm going to get... Oh, and he SDs. Hey, one doctor, you know, one SD keeps the doctor away every day, as I always say. And we're gonna take that. Unfortunately, he did press side B instead of up B. That is a mood and a very regular moment for me, so that is okay. Now, in terms of Robin, for people who want some information on him, I have some messages here from Whisky that I'm just gonna give. But essentially, all toms have 20 per use, okay? So basically every book, every magic has 20 uses, okay? So keep that in mind. Thunder uses 1, L Thunder uses 3, Arc Thunder uses 5, Thoron uses 8. That's crazy. That's why I never see Robins use it until it matters. So now I know. Arc Fire uses 3, so that's actually pretty good. That's probably why they use it so much. Jab and Gentleman uses about 1.5. Nosferatu uses 7. Elwin uses 2. And especially if you keep in mind that Elwin is over, you could go off stage and gimp Robin as he has no recovery. So he will try and stall himself as much as possible using his down special and other attacks to really create momentum for him in the air. So look at that. You see how Elwin is almost up, but it is going to recharge. So we have to keep that in mind. And I never realized that as we played. I didn't even know that Elwin could run out until today. So I always thought that, you know, he's just going to recover. But this time I know I could go off stage. So, hey, now I know he's out of the thunder. Always keep an eye on the books, the magic, so you know what's coming out when. So keep that in mind. Here we go. Try getting the spike with the Elwins. Did not just yet, though. Okay, and he caught the... There it is. He's starting to catch these rolls. And I started... Okay, I need to stop rolling. Luckily there. He tried anticipating another one, and I got a back air for it. So I am going to take that first stock, as Kirby does take good stocks in this stage. So, you know, this is considered one of Kirby's worst stages. Again, any platform, any way to outrange Kirby is so important. But because of the short blast zones, Kirby's very hard-hitting attacks are going to send you quite forward and quite high really, really early. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm controlling the center. That's the most important thing in the world. Nothing else matters. Tried hitting the shield. I'm going to die for that, obviously. Was kind of like a very late, delayed reaction, and I'm going to get costed for that. And because I put myself in the air, it's going to allow me to take a lot of damage onto myself. But here we go. You see how my fair clanked with that arc fire? That's what we want to see here. That is what I'm trying to show, that it's such a big deal. Alright, let's go ahead and get that dash attack. I'm going to try catching the landing. Unfortunately, I did miss it. He landed in this very ducking position. I did miss that hitbox barely. And now look at the way he's using the nair and these platforms to make it so hard for me to come back. And that is why platforms are so good for Robin. So keep that in mind. All right, here we go. The back airs again. I'm going to try spacing out and baiting, and that's exactly what I ended up doing to get that stock. I use a lot of rolls to kind of bait, and, you know, that's a habit I seem to have with Kirby against Robin specific. It's probably just because I'm too scared of the arc fire. And I have to learn to not be afraid of it. That is something he was mentioning. Like, I think I'm too afraid of it when I could just bait it and get through it. It is laggy. I could, you know, contest against it. I just need to believe in myself. So there we go. Pushing myself in there. Getting the damage that I needed to get done. Here we go. All of that. The falling nair to bait and to drop the shield. I do get an inhale. Unfortunately, missed the B reverse inhale. I ended up just doing a neutral one. So got a little bit of a damage there, so I'm in disadvantage. I'm going to respect that I am. Go. Again, it's going to hit me, that arc fire, right? I need to expect it, but there we go. I saw the spacing. I knew that he was going to go for it again, so I'm going to use the roll at that time to just kind of get through it and get these dash attacks here to keep pushing him. And unfortunately, that move is insanely big, so don't contest it. Even if you're over it, it's just not happening. I'm going to use here the up special, the final cutter. But again, he knows that I'm going to roll because I'm expecting the arc fire, right? So that's the mix-up on edge. It's not to commit first so that we can kind of play this mind game. If you commit against Robin, you are losing. It's as simple as that. And do you notice I'm over-committing right now? I'm pressing a lot of buttons. But luckily, he's pressing more buttons. So that's why I'm doing really, really good at the moment. I'm contesting and just kind of keeping momentum on that center, and he's jumping as well. And something that I did tell him is you want to stay very grounded against Kirby. Kirby's so good at staying under you and catching his landings, right? So that is why I took this game. That last stock was so hard for him because he was constantly jumping. When you're jumping, you're putting yourself in disadvantage. You're giving the player the stage. You're giving them the center, especially Kirby. That center stage is so important. You don't want to give him that center. You give him the center, he wins. So that's what happened there, and I gave him that advice as well. So we learned a lot about this matchup. He didn't know too much about Kirby, and I didn't know, you know, I suck against Robin, so this is great. 3-3, quite the amazing set at the moment. We got about 3 games max left, so let's get into it. He opens up quite strongly, as I did commit first this time, so now he's using a little bit more patience. Now, this stage, he was saying, is fantastic for Robin, as he could kind of stay very, very far away, but he has the help from the platforms. So he's able to really use that spacing, and this is, you know, one of Kirby's hardest stages, and now he finally found the pattern to call me out on my up special. It is vulnerable, right? And especially if I'm not being patient about where I need to go. I didn't go to ledge. I tried going over, and because of that, he was able to call it out and take a very early stock from me. This is where things are going to get really hard for me, because now I need to approach. This is the matchup. You know, whoever's in that lead, it's going to be very, very hard. And I think you've noticed now that every game, it's never been one stock. I think we had one game where it was one stock, but it's always been a 2-stock, even 3-stock the first game, you know? So it's because whoever is really in disadvantage is going to probably get their butt kicked, and you're seeing it now. I'm having such a hard time getting in. I not only lost the stock, but he almost completely relapsed against me. Of course, he ends up parrying that up smash instead of, you know, I tried catching when he dropped it, and he did drop it, but I committed just a bit too soon, and he will go ahead and take that. And it's going to be really hard for Kirby here to get some kind of kill because it's such a big blast zone, so it helps Robin out a lot, as Robin just get naturally such good hits. See, on any other stage, that back air would have hit and it would have killed. But unfortunately here, the wide blast zones is going to help Robin live for another day. Look at his spacing and his momentum in the air. What a talented individual. And that is really good. So something I didn't know is that he can actually angle where he wants Arcfire to go. So I always thought that because he was shooting it from there, I could roll in, get under it, and get what I needed to do. But he can actually angle it if he does bait that rolling. So I'm not supposed to commit there, and that's what I kept doing over and over. You're going to see this entire game, I'm going to struggle a lot against that Arcfire again. It's the biggest problem. I have such a hard time with it, but he's giving me so much advice on how to handle it. And now I'm trying to go over him, which is also not a good idea. You don't want to put yourself over Robin. You want to use the ducking. And if you've noticed, I haven't ducked really once. But hey, you know what I did get? This shit. That shit was kind of hype, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, unfortunately, that is the matchup as well, right? Like I said, Robin's very vulnerable off stage against Kirby. And if he's not patient about the way he comes back, Kirby can take a stock very early. So he was at like in his 40s, I think. And I just immediately took that and called it. That was a weird thing. We both laughed about that afterwards. That was a weird graphic issue. But I definitely had a good laugh. So there we go. I'm going to duck again, and now I'm playing much better. Look at the control that I'm having. 56, 76. The damage is rising. I'm not focused on going off stage. I want to keep that stage. I'm not going to let him in that center because that's where the problem is. I finally find the trip into the forward smash. Any other stage, once again, that would have killed. Kalos is going to go ahead and save the day here for Whisky. All right, here we go. Whew. A lot of nervous moments at the moment. Oh no! Unfortunately, my up air ends up missing, and the bottom part of that amazing range Arc Thunder from his beautiful sword from the 11th sword is gonna take it instead, and I won't get that damage that I needed to get. You know, he DI'd that perfectly where he was able to avoid that up air range, so that was just unfortunate, but. Very proud about the way we came back there, and he also, you know, took advantage of his frame data. Something you need to know about your character is just how quickly could they contest against your frame data, right? And up air is quite slow compared to Robin's up air. So he was able to just say, nah man, I'm using this against you. Everything's good. So that's what happened there. But here we go. We're fourth. It's 3-4 at the moment. So I got to bring this back, and we're going to keep up a challenge here to hopefully bring this into our last battle. All right, I'm going to bait out the edge guarding here. And of course, this time he doesn't go for the Arcfire because he knows I'm going next to him. I want to keep up that pressure on Robin. I don't want to space him out. I don't want to be far away. I want to get in there. That's the only way Kirby really does amazing in terms of pressure and really up against Robin. He's got to create that pressure. So that's why I'm getting in there, and that's why he used the electric you know, charge up instead. And I don't know what it's called. I'm so sorry for all Robin mains. You know, there's a lot that I'm learning still. But yeah, there's a lot. So and again, you can't shield it. If you shield it, you get grabbed, or you're getting forward smash, a broken shield, one or the other. So don't shield that beautiful X. I'm gonna call it the X, you know, and finally called him out with a trump. I've noticed he spent too much time on ledge over and over again. I said, you know what, man? I'm gonna call you out with that trump because Kirby is some of the best trump in the game. All right, here we go. I'm gonna use my final cutter to contest through his little projectiles, as mine does a little bit more damage with that little one. So here we go. I'm going to retreat. You have to respect that when we are in disadvantage, that is the most important thing against Robin. But look at that. Beautiful spacing, catching the 2-frame on my final cutter. I'm going to see if I can mix up here. He does catch the roll because once again, I was being impatient. He was more patient than I was. So I have to be careful with that. And now we're back to an even game here. And now I see he's trying to camp the top platforms. And that is a very good decision. I was telling that to him, you know, you want to kind of keep away from Kirby. You really want to space him out, make him come to you, make him commit first, and then hit him, just like he just did right there. That was perfectly planned on his part. But if you're going to camp the top platforms, but you're going to jump what he was doing, that's where the problems come in, because he will have to land, and Kirby will shark you. He has sharking tools, especially if you're holding shield. He can't inhale and get that hat. And you're going to notice I never get the hat once this entire set. And it's because I simply wanted to learn this matchup as neutral. I could have gotten the hat many times, but I want to mention that real quick just because I did want to learn how to play Robin. I didn't want to just kind of learn, you know, his sword and the attacks, because I know what he does. So I'm going to catch his landing, keep him in that disadvantage, caught him being impatient and a little greedy, kind of going to center. He was a little bit scared of my edge guarding, so he tried doing a little bit something different, but that's okay because I'm just as impatient, and I'm going to go right into the X factor. What's up, Brittany? So that's it. Instead, I'm going to go and continue this here. I'm going to try and bait something, and he catches the jump. He notices I'm trying to catch that landing, so he's going to be patient instead. But finally, as I'm about to get the grab, he uses, again, that quick frame data to get out of there. All right, he messes up. Luckily, I get away with the roll, but God sweet Jesus, I was supposed to be dead there. I got very lucky. Last stock here, both the percents being the same thing. He's going to go for an edge guard situation, try to get that damage. He does get the back throw. See how he's baiting the roll, and I keep falling for it. See, I keep thinking, okay, I'm safe, but finally, my brain decides to wake up, and he's going to catch me at the fair, though. This is the hard part, right? Like, how do you get back? But luckily, I do find my way back, and I'm going to go ahead and catch this landing here. This time, not going to miss that up air, and I'm going to see if I can bait out that landing. These platforms are helping him out, so I got to be patient. I just got to find my way up. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use my backers to space. I do find the neutral get up, and I'm going to take that game to a game 10. Ladies, if you're still watching this video, God bless your soul. Thank you so much for being here, because this is really good knowledge for all Robin mains, but also for Kirby mains around the world, and even just players in general who want to know about both of these characters in this matchup. So commentators as well. Hope you guys are enjoying. We appreciate the feedback in the comments. Thank you so much. Here we go. We're doing the final game, and we are back on Town and City, and I was a little bit nervous once we got Town as a random pick, just because I did have a hard time, right? Like, I did take a stock, like, quite early and all that, but he brought it back, and it's because this stage, look at the platforms, right? And it's such a long stage, so because of that, it's very hard for me to keep that pressure up. And he has the platforms to retreat to land on, and the tall blast makes it hard for me to kill, so I have to kill on ledge, and that's where the problem really comes in, because I don't want to go in. I want to focus on the center, so it makes it a little bit harder, but good DI on his part. I'm going to see if I can get myself a little stock here. I don't. Yes, I don't. I was about to say, I was like, I don't remember taking a stock that early, but there we go. All right, I do know that down smash hits damn strong, not only in front of you, but behind you. I've lost to many Robins because of that. But I do hang in there. I'm going to DI perfectly, not to die there. I do get caught with that. Here we go. Okay, let's see if we can catch his landing. I'm going to get right over that. He does catch with the arc fire, knowing I was going to roll because I wanted to get away from that setup and bait it. But unfortunately, I baited it too soon, so I couldn't get out of there. Rolling is very good in this matchup, but you can't abuse it because look at that. He can bait it, right? Rolling is very slow. It's very predictable. It's very easy to punish. So I can't make it predictable. I need to take my time and find my way in. And another way, I need to think of my tools as Kirby. I know that I can duck just like that. I get myself in there. I'm going to keep him in that disadvantage and see what I can do. Okay, finally get the fair. Let's see if I can get an edge guard though. This is a real position. There we go. Caught the roll on his part. I know that he's been trying to get a reverse edge guard, so I'm going to see if I can get away. Unfortunately, I do miss out on that back air. I do get a nair though, send him back into disadvantage. Okay, here comes. Oh, Kirby! Oh, Kirby! I am going to get the up throw, though, on the platform. Thanks, sweet Jesus. We're going to take him out to a second stock. Here we go. We're going to have the magic relive itself. Here we go. Okay, he gets himself the damage needed. He's got that edge guard. Again, he baits that roll, right? Like, I have to be careful. I'm going to get back on the stage. I'm going to try to find another way. He almost got the setup to take out that stock. I'm going to hang in there for just a little bit. I'm going to bait the fair and the up airs. I need to find a way in by being patient. And unfortunately, my silly butt decides to go over him, right? What did we just talk about, guys? We want to stay ender. We want to stay grounded. Not only as Robin, but as Kirby. both of these guys need to stay extremely grounded against each other. I inputted a down, a down smash there that was not intentional. Online's great. So that's that. But I am going to get that damage, going to reverse it just because I was going to end up suiciding if I did commit that. So went a little bit backwards. There we go. Get the fair. Keep him off stage. That's the one thing I have to focus on. Okay, I can't focus that I'm down. I have to focus on getting the hits that I could. I'm going to get the soft back air into the hard hit of back air and see if I can get something. I wanted a trump there, and unfortunately, I did end up not trumping. I may have misinputted just a little bit. So getting back here, I have to get back on. But look at the way I'm rolling, right? Like, you can tell I'm in disadvantage. I'm having a hard time, so I keep trying to bait out these arc fires. I'm a little too nervous about it. See, I'm so scared about it. I'm like, oh, sweet Jesus. I'm still putting myself over him as well. So again, I'm not staying grounded, and this is the reason. He is an advantage. He is playing this so much better on this stage than me. So he's just abusing that. I'm taking my time. I'm going to find my way in. I'm not going to get into that range. There we go. Finally find myself in with the patience. And here we go. I'm going to see if I can get a little something here. He does find the jab from the parry from my nair. And that is going to end the set. All right, Whisky, good games, man. He ends up taking it 5-4. Congrats to him. And thank you so much. Guys, please follow Whisky. He gave me so much good advice. And this helped me so much, as I think I improved so much just by watching this. And I can't wait to go back to tournaments on the 17th when I'm off season, when I'm back from off season, and, you know, just try out against Robin. Now I got my confidence against Kirby, and I just need to keep practicing it. If any advice or anything below, not only for me, but for, you know, Robin mains around the world, and even for Whisky, leave a comment. We'd love to see it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Check out the Discord if you are in it, of course, to see all updates related to SuperGirlKels. When I'm live, tournaments, all of that is available for you. I'll see you guys next week for another lovely video. We're going to put up a podcast since it's been a while. I want to talk about Sonic's 30th anniversary. So take care, everyone. See you soon.